Alright, so we're going to start with some basic HTML, which is basically the stuff that web pages are made of, right? Then we're going to cover some simple CSS, which makes pages pretty. And finally, we're going to put all of this together to make your own personal website using something really awesome called Bootstrap. Formerly Twitter Bootstrap, right? Yeah. Okay. Alright. So let's get started. So can everyone load Chrome, please? You should all know how to load it on your own systems. Everyone who has a laptop. And let's go to the New York Times website. How about you just Google New York Times, right? And just click on the first link. Oh. Okay, this takes a lot of time. This is thanks to SoC Wi-Fi. Yeah, this is loading a little too slowly right now. Yeah, it's not lagging for everyone, is it? No. Okay. Oh, dum de dum de dum de dum. This is all right. Finally, so that's the New York Times website, all right? And what you'll notice here is that this is a very rich website. Okay, it's still loading, but this thing is supposed to be an image. Hopefully it will load soon enough. Then you have all these headings, you have small extracts of articles, you have links. And so let's see where all this comes from. So in some blank area, all of those who are using a computer, can you please right click in a blank area and click on View Page Source, right? And that loads up this whole bunch of text. So this text is what we call the source of the web page, and all of this is HTML. So in fact, every single thing that you see on this website, every line of text, every link, every element on this page is actually rendered by the browser. It's actually drawn by the browser, Google Chrome in this case, because it has this HTML code. So in fact, that's the way browsing works. When you tell Chrome to give you the New York Times web page, it sends a request to a server, which is basically a computer somewhere else, possibly somewhere else in the world, which will then send the browser a bunch of HTML, and the browser will then render it. That's basically draw it on your machine. So, all right, now let's just move this aside. And on the desktop, maybe you can create a new folder. Let's say I'm going to call it HTML, all right? You can call it anything else. And let's open that folder and just set it aside. Now, let's all fire up Sublime Text 2. So, I hope you all know, you all can run it, right? Okay, oops. Okay, so what I want you to do now is I want you to go to File and click on New File, all right? So this will open up a new file for you. It might be, you might see a dark gray instead of this because I've changed the color scheme so that it's more visible. And first things first, we're going to save this file, all right? So we're going to save this file. Let's go to desktop, HTML, and let's call this something like first page.html. Now this is very important. The .html part is very important. So yeah, please don't forget that part. And you can just save that. And now if you go back to your folder, you'll see this page right here, right? Okay, so now just right click on this and open Google Chrome. Some of you might see it in the menu maybe, but yeah, just open with Google Chrome. And Oh wait, first go back to Sublime Text and let's just type something here. Maybe hello world. Oops. Okay. Again, save that. Go to Chrome and hit refresh, and there it is. You see hello world. So okay, that's big enough. But this is not really HTML. So let's just delete this. Now, what you need to understand about HTML is that almost every page, or pretty much every page, every HTML document has a standard structure, and we're going to use a little Sublime trick to see that. So just just delete the hello world part, and we're going to say write HTML, and then we're going to press tab, all right? And that does this. So just save that again first. Now, this is the basic structure of any HTML document, all right? Now, what you'll see here is, first of all, we have these little things, right? These things enclosed in angular brackets. These are called tags, and these tags are basically what HTML is made of, all right? So, and so for example, you can notice one more thing. All of these tags are in pairs, all right? So now it's not true for absolutely every HTML tag, but many tags that we'll be using will actually come in pairs. There'll be an opening tag, that's this one, and a closing tag, that's this one. And obviously the way you identify the closing tag is by this slash that it starts with. Now, what you'll also notice is that the tags are actually nested inside each other. So, for example, you have an inside this HTML tag pair, you have these head tags, okay? And inside the head tags, you have this title tag. So that's the next concept to understand regarding HTML. So, okay, first of all, it's made of tags. You can find tags in pairs, opening and closing, and tags can be nested, and these are nested very logically, so you can actually see it makes a lot of sense, right? So this HTML thing basically means that what's inside this is an HTML document. Inside the HTML document you have a head, right, and you have a body, and inside the head you have a title. So it's actually it's done very logically, and it's basically it makes a lot of sense. So is everyone good right now? Everyone up to speed? All right, so let's save that. Save, and let's go to Chrome and refresh. You don't see anything. Why do you see nothing? Because, well, we haven't really typed anything yet. So let's go back to Sublime Text, and let's give this a title, right? So inside this tag title, let's just write something like it's a title. Overly enthusiastic. Okay, see, that's the thing. Sometimes when you save, Sublime will do that. So, okay, I just prefer to cancel. Feel free to buy it though. Now let's go to Chrome and hit refresh. And here you'll see at the top here, the title has changed, right? Can you all see that? So now you'll notice that we put this inside the head. What is the point of doing that? Well, that's the next idea here. The stuff that you put inside, the stuff that the sort of, you know, maybe properties of the web page that you don't really want to see directly inside the page, those go inside head, right? And the body, you put things that you actually want to see on the page, okay? So for example, in fact, let me show you. So in the body, say I was to write something like ahoy matey, okay? Just save that, go to Chrome, refresh, and you can see it there. So again, inside the head you put stuff that you don't want to see, inside the body you put stuff that you do want to see, right? Let's just remove that for a moment, and okay, let's try something new. Let's add a heading. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to open this tag called h1, right? And we're going to close yeah, so that's the opening tag, and we're going to close it. All right, so we're going to type the closing tag. That's h1. Can everyone see that clearly? So we're going to do that, save, and inside this let's write something like, whoa, this is a heading. Yeah. save and refresh. Incidentally, we're going to be saving and refreshing a lot, right? So wait, let me bring this back to the normal size. Right, so that's the heading. What you can also do is, so we typed H1 right now, right? That's the level 1 heading. We can also have a level 2 heading. H2, close it, right? And inside this we can say another level. We can just save that, go to Chrome and refresh, and notice that's another heading, but that's smaller than the first one. In fact, we can actually go further. So H2 is smaller than H1. We have an H3 which is smaller than H2. This goes all the way down to H6. Okay. H6. Right? Can everyone type that? Just open an H6, close an H6, write something inside it. And now we're going to go back to Chrome and refresh. And you see that is absolutely tiny. In fact, yeah, it's really, really small. But it's important to understand that the point of the headings is not to change the size, all right? In fact, things like size, bold, like font weight, is it bold, is it normal, is it italicized? Things like these do not actually depend on these tags. What they depend on is what you should actually use for such styling is CSS, which we'll cover later, all right? But so what's the point of having these different levels of headings? The idea is to, it's basically so that the machine can understand this page. So that probably sounds a little strange, but okay, let me give you an example. If you had a blog, all right, then your H1 could probably be the name of your blogging website, right? H2 could be the name of that blog post, and H3 could maybe be subsections in that post. So that's the logic behind different levels of headings. So all right, now that we've covered that, let's start some essay writing. Well, not literally, but okay. Open a P tag. Okay, this is a paragraph, right? So open and close the P tag, and inside this, let's say, this is a paragraph. Okay. Again, we're going to save that and go to Chrome and refresh, and that's your first paragraph. Nice. So now let's add another paragraph. Okay, just open a P tag, close a P tag, and inside this, just leave a space between them, all right? And in the line between them, I want you to add this word. Okay, now we're going to do something really funky here because Sublime is awesome. L-O-R-E-M, right? Does everyone have that word correctly? L-O-R-E-M, right? Your cursor is at the end of the word, and now press tab. Nice, right? Not really. That doesn't make any sense, not to me at least. All right, save and refresh. All right, so that's so you can see what text actually looks like on your page. That's the whole point of this paragraph here. It doesn't have much significance other than the fact that, well, you can see it to test what text looks like. All right. So did everyone follow that? Did everyone get lorem? If you didn't, let me just do that again. Okay. So I'm going to remove this. Leave a space inside the new P tag that we opened. This new P tag, and you type lorem, L-O-R-E-M, tab. You got all this stuff. Okay. Save and all right. Now let me introduce another couple of tags to you. Maybe take this first word lorem. Actually, no, wait. Let's go to this. Right now, surround the word this with the tag em. Okay, open the tag em before this and close it after this. Right. Em stands for emphasis. Right. So we're going to save this and refresh, and that's you'll probably see it italicized. Right. Well, that's not really the point of it. I'll just explain that to you though. Maybe you can surround paragraph with this thing called strong, right? Open the tag strong before the word paragraph and close it after the word paragraph, right? And we go here, save and refresh, and it's probably bold. Okay. Now the idea here is not to that you know, if you want italicized text, you're going to say EM. That's not the point. The point is that you want to make the browser understand that this text has to be emphasized. So these tags are almost like representing the nature of the content inside. The fact that it's italicized or that this one is bold is just because of the default settings of the browser, right? So we're going to save that. And is everyone catching up? Is everyone caught up? All right. So incidentally, you might have, you may or may not have heard of other tags like instead of EM, I could also use I, right? Oops, sorry. I could also use I. Now, if I saved and refreshed, don't do this, right? But if I saved and refreshed this, it will say the same. This is still italics, but generally people, some graybeards have a consensus that this is probably not a great idea. It's probably better to restrict our styling to CSS and leave something very representative like the EM emphasis tag. Leave that inside HTML. All right, let's see one more thing here. If we go to the browser, we see that these two paragraphs that we wrote have a space between them, right? You have an empty space between them. Now, sorry, what happens if you create some, maybe start typing some separate lines? This, at the end of, yeah, outside that last paragraph tag, how about you just type something like, this is a line, right? And this is another line. Right, on different lines. Just write this on different lines, okay? Again, let's save and refresh. It's still on the same line. What happens if we put maybe like a whole bunch of lines between them? Save and refresh. It's still on the same line. So the idea here is that HTML really doesn't care about white space. In almost every situation, white space does not matter, right? So, but what do we do if we actually do want to put a space between them? Let's just remove this. In that case, we use this tag called the blank rule tag, all right? And this is a very interesting tag. This is different from what you've been seeing so far. So you're going to open this, write BR, and then you're going to write a slash after this and close it. Now, this is what's called a self-closing tag. Imagine this. Instead of this, say I'd written something like this, and it was just that little pair there. That makes no sense. It's quite pointless. And also, there's the fact that programmers don't like to type stuff pointlessly. They're lazy or sensible. So instead of this, we're going to close the tag. It's a self-closing tag, all right? And let's go back to Chrome, hit refresh, and there you see it. It's on two different lines. So that's the next idea. Some tags can close themselves. So you've seen tags that come in pairs, an opening tag and a closing tag, and you've seen one tag that closes itself. So these two types of tags exist. Incidentally, themselves is not actually a real HTML tag. So, well, not yet at least. So yeah, don't try to use that as a real tag. Okay. Let's add a link now, right? So I'm sure you've all seen links. You've all done some browsing. You've seen links in websites. So let's add another paragraph, right? P, close P, and inside this, let's presume that you enjoy the New York Times. I love the New York Times. Okay. Save and refresh, and okay, right now it's just plain text. Now, okay, first of all, has everyone caught up? If there are people who haven't caught up, please just raise your hands, ask for a facilitator to help you out. Anyone? All right. So what do we want to do now? We want to add a link, right? So right now it's just text. So first of all, let's get the link. Let's go to the New York Times website. If you have the tab open, just go to that. If you don't, just Google New York Times again. Open that, and now select this, the URL, and right-click copy, or whatever, Control C, Command C, And now let's just paste it in front of this. All right. Save that. Go to your page. Hit refresh. It's still not a link, but you have the URL now. So what do you want to do now to make it a link? So for a link, we use something called an anchor tag. All right. So that's an A. So before the New York Times, let's start the A tag, and after it, let's close the A tag. All right. Can we all do that? But just an A doesn't quite send it to newyorktimes.com, right? It doesn't create a link to newyorktimes.com. So what we do now is we add, when you open the A tag, leave a space in front of the A, right? Not after this, but before this. Leave a space here and type href, that stands for hyperlink reference, equals to, and open quotes. Sublime will close the quotes automatically for you. It's good like that. Now you can just select this, copy it, and paste it inside this inside the quotes. All right. So let's all do that and save. Let's just remove this. Save and refresh. That's a link. So does everyone have this? Is anyone? Okay. So if you all have this, just go ahead and click on it and admire your work. Cool, right? So okay. Now what is this? What's this thing? This thing here is what we call an HTML attribute. So the idea behind an attribute is that it sort of adds like a property to a tag, right? So in this case, the anchor tag got its link, got its reference property from the attribute href, all right? And you can do a lot of other funky stuff with attributes. So, and we're going to be using them a lot now. So what do we want to do next? Let's say we want to add some images, or maybe just one image at the moment. So the image tag is img, right? And it's a self-closing tag, so just close it right there. Okay, let's just save that in a moment. And let's first find an image that we want to see here. Okay. First of all, has everyone caught up? Okay. So let's open a new tab and let's go to this website called placekitten.com. Right? That's place as in PLACE kitten.com. Right? And open this. Oh, that's a cute bunch of cats, isn't it? Yeah, I don't like cats. No. Yeah, but I presumed you guys like them. So anyway, you can pick any of these apparently adorable cats and kittens, and just right click on any one of them. So okay, if I right click on this one, for example, you can choose any one you want. Right click on it and click on copy image URL. Right? Can we all do that? That was right click, copy image URL. Go back to Sublime Text, and now we're going to add an attribute. All right. So So we're going to add an attribute src, which you might have guessed this means source, and we're going to say equal to, open and close quotes, and let's just paste the URL inside this, right? Inside the quotes after src equals to. Now, of course, what you can see here is that this shows you both the last two concepts that you learned. That is a self-closing tag and an HTML attribute. So let's just save that and go to our page and hit refresh. That's the cat. That's a kitten. Okay, that is kind of cute. Did everyone have that? Right. Cool. Okay. So okay, everyone needs to be caught up right now because we're going to go into some really important stuff. If anyone's lagging behind, you can just ask the facilitators to help you out. Are you good there? Okay, right. But do I need to wait for anyone? All right, I'm going to continue now. So, okay, what's coming up, like I said, is super insanely important stuff. So, in fact, we're going to write a heading after this. H1, super insanely important stuff. And we're going to close the H1, okay? Right? Can everyone do that? And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to introduce you to a tag that is extremely important. After that, we're going to take a break. Okay, we'll take a 5 or maybe we can take a 10-minute break. So, but let me just show you this tag first. So after this, let's open a tag called div. All right, and let's just close it in front of that. Div means division, right? Now, and this is an extremely important tag. Why is this important? Let's just go back to the New York Times. So you can see that there's something fairly. Oops, sorry. So there's something pretty logical. Something that you can observe here is that many of these elements here seem to be in different boxes, right? So this looks like one sort of box, right? This image or this video is a box. These things are different boxes, and you can see that you have all these nice columns and stuff. The way this is created is by using these divisions, and all web designers use these, and this is an extremely important tag, and we're going to see why very soon. Okay, so just remember that. Like I told you, div tags are extremely important. We'll see why when we get back from the break. So let's take a break now, maybe 5-10 minutes, and okay, in 10 minutes you guys can get back. What's the time right now? It's 10:48. So let's get back at 11, right? Okay.
And okay, we've noticed that some of you are lagging behind.